Mi nombre es José Madrid García.
Y yo soy Román Madrid García. Ya venimos de Michoacán.
De Michoacán, México.
Desde cuando yo tenía 8 años comenzábamos a trabajar y hasta la fecha. Aquí me vine en el 95. Conforme fui trabajando me fue gustando ya aquí y me quedé.
Mi nombre es Alma García. Yo soy de Jalisco, México. Mi esposo trabaja desde las 8 de la mañana hasta las 5 de la tarde. Yo me tengo que ir a las 3 de la tarde, regreso a medianoche.
Cuando nos vinimos para acá, lo que se trata es trabajar para salir adelante y ayudar a tu familia. Lo de siempre, trabajar y trabajar. A veces es como que uno se cansa, pero hay que seguir para adelante, nada para atrás.
Más que nada para mí los retos es como salir más adelante, darle aquí más oportunidades para los niños. Y el vecindario aquí donde yo estoy no te puedo decir es excelente, pero bien tranquilo.
La casa donde yo vivo, como enfrente no hay casas, esa calle es más tranquila. Pero de la casa, de la calle que sigue por detrás, mucha violencia, muchas drogas. No, en el día está bien, está todo bien tranquilo. La cosa es en la noche.
Alegres se ven los campos por las mañanas del mes de abril. Y aún se ven más alegres si mi ranchera anda por allí. Si yo paso por el puente siempre la la de encontrar. Y a la orillita del río me siento con ella a platicar.
Well, the kids at school, they usually just are like gangbangers. They just go around messing with people, mugging people, just so they could show off in front of their friends, like in front of the school.
Okay.
Before my grandma passed away, she used to always sing to me these ranchera songs that she used to know from when she was smaller. So she used to always sit next to me and sing. This is something, I guess, from generations back, because my family members were rancheros. I just really enjoyed singing the music from my roots.
My father taught me my first chords on the guitar when I was little. And I remember that his playing and singing made me feel very connected to him and to my own emotions. My brother and I started taking guitar lessons together when I was 8, and throughout our youth we'd play rock and pop songs at family parties. And at those same parties, my uncles and aunts would be playing and singing mariachi music. So music was one of the few things that made me feel connected with other people. And music also brought together the different pieces of me into something that made sense and felt good.
Se nos va a hacer muy tarde. ¿Eh? Sí, pues.
Yo quiero que sepan que ellas son americanas, ellas son aquí, pero sus papás vienen de México. Que sepan sobre la cultura que sus papás tienen.
I've been going to the center since I was born. Learning an instrument brought a creativity to me, opened my mind a little bit, let my mind roam free. I think music can change a person's mood and determine what they're about.
Well, I think because the music changes people, their reactions, I think it really plays a big impact. Instead of being out with gangs or being with your friends that have probably bad influences, I think here's a good place to come and do something that people love.
¿Quién dice que ando gritando que me muero por tu amor?
We're gonna take it from right before Mejor haz de cuenta que fuimos tú y yo.
When I was growing up, the education was not very good. I felt like there wasn't a lot of teachers who cared. I guess I feel like I went through a lot of years of just waste, not learning a lot of things that I should have learned. I think that this job pushes me to do a lot of things that I don't like to do, like talk to people. I feel like I can communicate better now than I used to, and I'm more confident. We actually just started a new class, which starts today, for voice lessons, and it's at 4:15. Fabiola? Okay, gracias. Bye-bye. Why didn't you fill out the application for the She9, right?
Yes, Isabella.
Isabella, yeah, for her. And, how did you hear about our center?
My grandma got a fax and she told me to come down here. I used to come to Cenzontles when I was little.
Okay. Well, a lot of students come here because either a family member has been to the center or they have heard of us through another friend who has taken classes here. And a lot of people just know that this is the place to come for Mexican music. Well, I think it's an investment to our lives, to our growth. You're not out there getting in trouble like a lot of girls are getting pregnant now very young, and because they're distracted by other things and they're not really focusing on themselves. They're not doing something for themselves, learning about themselves. I think it helps because you have something to be proud of. You have something that you want to keep growing. You want to keep nurturing it. I think it creates a more positive energy, and it helps you think what you want in life.
Music is useful. There's a knowledge behind it. You have to know how to play an instrument, which is tough. I actually can't imagine a person who doesn't like music. It's a form of entertainment as well as another knowledge, like a history or English. You're an author, you're a musician. It's just as good.
You're gonna sing a note. You're gonna sing like, okay? And while she's singing a note, after she starts, you're gonna squeeze your stomach. Squeeze? Okay. You see what happened? What happened?
Sounded a little louder.
You were a little louder, right? So that's your stomach working to help your voice. Okay, now you guys switch places. See? But you gotta keep singing it out. Go ahead, sing. There you go. Go ahead and sing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1.
Well, first we do the exercise of different singing. It's like Mima, but we sing it. And sometimes we sing but stretching. We have lots of fun there. When we're not in singing class, sometimes our voice sounds like not good. And when we go to singing, we practice there, and then we get our sing back, like their voice pretty.
He was a great teacher. He really knows how to work with kids. He's a great musician also. He told me about his life since he was 8 years old, growing up here. He sort of reminds me of me, growing up also, in the same neighborhood.
What I do here, as far as teaching goes, it's playing a part in another child or teenager life, where, I'm hopefully someone where they run into me in their life and they'll remember, Hugo was this nice teacher. He taught us well, but he also cared about what we thought, how we felt. Those are the kind of people that affected my life because they seemed genuinely interested in who I was and where I was going. And I try to do that, try to be that person for the younger generation. I remember my aunt took me and my brothers to the movies and we saw La Bamba. When I saw the movie, I think right away I just had this picture of myself playing the guitar just like Richie Valens played on stage. For some reason I could connect with him because he grew up with nothing. But this, he had music and I felt like that's how I was. When I found out that there was guitar lessons after school, I went to my mom and I asked her to buy me a guitar because I wanted to take guitar lessons. At first she said no. She said, I'm going to buy you a guitar, it's going to be a lot of money, you're going to go take classes, you're not going to want to continue doing it. It's like, no, Mom, you're wrong. So she bought me a guitar. I think I took lessons for maybe about a year. Again, I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere like the other kids were. There was a time where I just told my mom, you were right, I don't want to take guitar lessons anymore. I think she laughed or something. And she was like, oh, you're going to take guitar. It's like, no, I don't want to. Yes, you are. I won't let you quit until you play La Bamba for me. So I got together with Angel and Nestor and was like, okay, we have to learn how to play La Bamba. And I think we all asked Eugene to, and I think Eugene finally gave in as well. And he's like, okay, I'll teach you guys how to play La Bamba. And I remember sitting in a room trying to play La Bamba, and it was like impossible. There was 4 of us, and we were like, Pink, what the heck is this, La Bamba? I don't think so. And I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to be taking guitar lessons for a while.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the other side. I joined los Cenzontles to take singing lessons. I liked being in a group, even though it felt like it was so strict and so rigid almost. I felt like I needed that at the same time. I mean, this was the school also not that just taught me how to be a musician or to be an artist, but also like to be responsible, to have discipline, to have dreams, to work hard, especially to work hard. I'm a very strict teacher and I demand a lot from my students because I want them to learn. I want them to take dancing seriously. And I want them to see the beauty and the uniqueness of it. I challenge my students to think, to go beyond their level of comfort. I think I make my students look at themselves in a different way. Dance has helped me to discover that there is freedom in yourself. You just have to trust it and enjoy it.
Lucina is very energetic and she gets into the dancing a lot. Like once in a while we'll be dancing and she'll join in and she'll come up with some sort of step and we don't know what it is, we're trying to figure it out. And she does that to us on purpose. Like she tries to give us little puzzles to figure out. I like that a lot.
Body, okay?
When I first started teaching in this neighborhood, I was appalled at the way the education was for the kids. When I was in school, we had art, we had music, we had dancing, we had sport. We had a well-rounded education. When I came here, it just seemed that the minimum was given to them, and the minimum was expected from them. It seemed that the most that they hoped from these kids was to keep them out of jail, to keep them off of drugs, to keep them not pregnant up until a certain point. And it seemed to me that this is exactly the kind of neighborhood where we needed a strong education and a well-rounded education. In the past 20 years, I've seen a lot of kids grow up. And when they're young, you see a great deal of potential in them, but often as they grow, they seem to shrink and conform to their circumstances. And most don't have the tools to see themselves any bigger than that. I think that creativity enables us to break through those barriers. It gives you another way to look at yourself and to look at your environment. And as I look around this neighborhood and see the immigrants, I can't help but see my own grandparents in them. And I feel that there's so much potential in our community that's not being realized. And I have found a great deal of personal strength and inspiration by understanding my own family's culture. It's enabled me to open up doors to the world, but also doors within myself.
You know what? Let's do Noches Tenebrosas. We gotta hurry. All right. Ready now? Entonces hay otro verso y después ya. It's like Morse code. Okay, can we do it, please?
En una noche tenebrosa y fría, cuando las
to sing because I like the feeling of being soulful. It's a way to express your emotions. It feels like it's a power or it's like an extra spirit inside of you. I remember when I was a little girl in Mexico, I would get together with my grandma. We would cook together and I'd be grinding the corn. She'd be making the tortillas. She would have the chiles on the comal and we would have our music blasting.
Era una noche tenebrosa y fría, cuando las horas en silencio me pasaba, las 12:30 de un reloj tal vez sería. Los aleteos de un cenzontle que vagaba. Yo soy la mujer casada, cuántas penas he pasado, mi marido de bracero no me manda ni un centavo. Tengo 3 años de sola, ay nomás sufriendo errores, él gastando puro dólar, yo sintiendo los dolores.
Ever since I was little, I wanted to sing, but I was just too shy to admit it, even to myself. There weren't any role models for girls who wanted to do music, but singing was a dream that I had sort of in the back of my mind and would never talk about it until I was 15 and joined Los Cenzontles.
Cuando yo andaba de novia, me ofrecían leche y frijoles, ahora son gordas con chile pa' tomar jarras de atole.
When I got here, it was very difficult. Financially, we didn't have a lot of money. We also lived in the ghetto, and I couldn't go out to the streets like I was able to wander around in Mexico. Hi. I just wanted to see if I could leave these flyers to put in the t-shirt boxes just to distribute. We have a school here just across, pretty close to in the neighborhood.
In San Pablo Avenue somewhere, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So we offer music lessons and after school programs for children.
All right.
Okay. When I finally learned to speak English, my parents started to rely on us to do calls and to pay bills and to communicate to other people what they wanted us to say. I always felt an obligation with my family, or like I had to take care of them. And also me being the oldest girl, maybe that's why I felt that way. Azucena, ¿sí sabías el sábado? El próximo sábado, este sábado que viene, tenemos un evento aquí del Día de los Muertos.
Oh, no sabía.
Es fandango, no es presentación, pero es fandango. ¿Sí has venido antes, verdad? Sí. Entonces, por si puedes venir.
¿Y no van a hacer algo?
Te iba a preguntar si podías ayudarnos, si puedes traer los frijoles. ¿Si tienes tiempo ese día? Nomás cocidos. Una olla, ajá, de la olla. ¿Si tienes tiempo? Sí. ¿Sí? Si te gusta traer fotos o algo, tenemos un altar. ¿Ok? Ok, gracias por chiquita. Oh, ok. Bueno, y también tenemos un altar. ¿Ah, sí? Vamos a tener altar si quieres traer fotos.
Okay, I'm leaving. Bye. See you mañana. See you tomorrow. Bye. Sometimes I just get home, I grab my guitar, and then I'm practicing a song, and then all of a sudden I notice myself playing other chords and thinking about a different melody, and then I'm like, wow, where did that come from? I came to California when I was 11 years old, and it was a big struggle because we had to leave everything behind to come to this country.
Hello, testing, 1, 2, 3.
The other hard thing was that both of my sisters stayed behind, so we were a split family basically. My mom, my dad, My brothers and I were here, and both my sisters were left behind in Mexico.
Hay duros momentos en la vida.
I want to come out. And that's why I write my song that like vivir. Por eso hay que vivir y no sobrevivir. Because I don't want to stay inside. And I feel that there's lots inside of me that I don't know how to bring out. But I want to take out everything I have inside that is painful, that is angry, that is sad.
There you go.
When I played the song for my mom for the first time, her reaction was like, what do you mean? ¿Cómo es que hay que vivir y no sobrevivir? Estamos sobreviviendo. So I just felt like she wasn't really getting the point, which was that we have to live. Live is different than kind of just getting by. Getting by is easy to do. It's and to live, you have to kind of work a little bit harder. You have to break more barriers than when you're just getting by. So I think that would be what I would like to reach in life. Freedom.
I didn't want to get married without having the opportunity to live on my own and really focus on yourself and take care of yourself and have the space for yourself and see what it's like. Most of my friends are married. They have kids. I guess I'm living for myself and they're living for their family. They've created a family and I'm still working on myself. I don't think it's selfish. That's what I chose to do.
No se puede estar aquí viviendo sin vivir. Existir en el mundo no es nada fácil, te lo puedo decir. Insistir, escapar de este mundo cruel te va a traer problemas. Por eso hay que vivir y no sobrevivir. Y no sobrevivir.
I got the flyers.
How many did you get?
1,500.
Okay. That should be enough. Thank you.
I think I wrote my first song when I was 15 years old.
Will that work or
With the new songs that we're writing or composing, it almost feels to me like it's what we've always wanted to happen with the music, which is to fuse it and come up with something original. It's exciting because, you know, we have musicians who are part of the group who are really into it, and they bring their ideas to the table and we get to mix them together and make something that's fun to play and that feels real, and it's something that's being born. Also, it's amazing to be able to play with master artists who are legends and who inspired me to play music in the first place.
It says more continuous sound. Try like that. Try cut it like that. See what it sounds like. I grew up. There's music in the house, and it meant a lot to me. It still does, especially in those years when you're growing up. You know, you're coming up. You don't know who you are. Or confusing years, the formative years. You know, music was there. That's something I could get into, and then something I enjoyed, and I could I was able to learn and to see progress, and it just made me feel better about myself. You've seen the kids come in, maybe having a rough time of their life, and then to get involved in something, become a part of something that they care for, and it just turns them around. That's what you want, That's what I think that's really important. But unfortunately, just people with the power don't always feel that way. It's almost cool. There's something wrong with it, though. Everybody has a certain craft or gifts, and you try to use those things to communicate with other human beings. It's all about communication. Those are the things that make art special. Yeah. But it would only happen
snap and maybe just choose a spot for it.
Right.
Like maybe after the whole complete verse.
And originally, when you said to maybe pick a chord where in the song where it just kind of stays, then the melody kind of goes off and then.
Well, that might be better than this other thing. Instead of doing this, maybe just hold on the chord.
Right, like
that could be the B section.
Mm-hmm,
whatever you're doing becomes part of your environment or whatever. So it's all part of the experience, So that's how I see recording. It's just kind of like a snapshot or this little slice of life, little image, But you try to make it as complete as possible. You try to take the people somewhere, through sound and just what you have to say, and try to communicate with as many people as possible. The third time around, you just stay on the. And then, from being on the road, a lot of that had found out that most people are more alike than different. It's simpler, more heartfelt. This sounds kind of fancy. I don't want to sound. It shouldn't sound fancy, right?
No fancy stuff.
No, it should sound like sincere.
Dave, you want to come up top here?
Sure.
We'll plug your DI in.
When we play out here and we're jamming, it's like it's the best. That's the most fun they could ever have. But when people experience that, they go, wow, and it just takes you away, and it kind of recharges your batteries for a little while. I got to go back to this, but at least I know I have that. It gives you something to look forward to, and it helps. And it's not just for you. When you play music, you become part of a community, and I think that's real important.
I dream at night of extra rooms in my house or at the school. And sometimes they're just so beautiful the way they are, the way I discover them, with new colors, new dimensions. They make me see other lands, other worlds. I think this is maybe caused by doing art. I feel pretty good when I hear my students, for example, in jewelry class, tell me that they figured out what the problem was and they can untie a knot on their own, reverse some work they did. And I tell them, good, this is why you're here, you're finding solutions on your own. Hopefully this is what's going to accompany them outside of the school and the rest of their life, maybe.
No, I don't really like that. If you want to make designs, it's better to wait. It might be too much clay.
I do hope for them to find that extra room, that dream, and that is all they need to find. Having an extra room is like having an extra dimension inside themselves. Anyone who has an extra dimension inside themselves feels bigger, feels stronger in life. It's just nice to appreciate and build new things.
This is something that I would like you to keep for a long time as much as you can, so you can make your own altars at home and use them.
I like the infinity aspect of the arts that you can give to life.
These maybe stars or something.
I think it's very hopeful for me and for the children. There are enough fears around us.
They're trying.
They're making bread. You want to make some bread? You want to make some bread?
Ya de esa edad ya se les da.
Como el Día de los Muertos, también para ellos se les está haciendo tradición y ya saben que hay que hacer el pan de muertos. Ellos se emocionan.
Córtame la mitad. A ver. Así. Ponlo así. Así.
Because the dough has yeast in it, and it makes the dough grow.
Entre ustedes y uno como padre les va enseñando de qué se trata la tradición, ¿verdad? De recordar a la gente que ya se fue, que ya no está con nosotros. Es una forma de hacerles como una memoria a nuestros muertos.
And your fingers do the rest.
Do we have to make those?
Pues tiene que haber una vez. No, se llena de gente.
Papi, ¿por qué al señor no le pegan a ver?
Three of us.
Okay.
And that'll be 3 chocolates, and 3 the one that's in the next to the chocolate, and the sugar.
Do you want to do your flipping?
Yeah.
Hi. Thank you.
It looks bigger, but it's the same.
Well, it's fine.
Well, after like 3 times, I think I'll know the number.
The rosary? I don't even know how it starts. I've done it a million times. But Beto's playing outside. No importa. Santa Maria Madre de Dios.
So you do remember.
That's all I remember.
No había sacado el pan, ¿verdad?
No. Es que no se puede venir al porvenir sin llevar el pan.
¿Verdad que sí? Tiene uno que comer panecito, ¿verdad? Comer panecito aquí, ¿verdad? Muy bien.
¿Una tarjeta de $5?
Ahí tienes, Fabiola.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Está muy bien, ¿eh? Adiós.
Adiós.
Toma, siente aquí. Aquí, mira.
Échalo aquí. Ponlo aquí. Let me know los bailes que han hecho y si bailan con ellos.
Yeah. When I went to Ramen's wedding, they basically eat like we do.
Oh, really? I thought my brother Marinche actually.
Like tortillas, and then they just eat like that. It's like tortillas. Muchas gracias, señor Felipe. Nos vemos luego. Adiós.
I think every family learns how to survive in this country a different way. And one thing that the biggest challenge is acculturation. I think it's very easy for an immigrant to doubt that because they have heard so much how they were not enough in many ways.
That's our neighbor's dog.
Rebosas.
Yeah.
Ah, las rebosas. Aquí.
Hey, they still have that off-white one. Oh, maybe that would be good. Do you have that one?
With a stripe?
No, this one has a stripe.
Another brown one. That's all you have?
Solo.
That's it, right? Pan dulce, tamal, beans and rice, horchata, sodas, water. You selling water?
Where do I put it?
Oh, yeah, on your head.
It's this.
So where are we playing?
Why don't you open it more, Mike?
I'm putting those over here. Yeah?
Fine.
Do it an angle like this.
No, but we can't move the altar.
No, but we won't.
Oh, you mean to keep this going? So you're saying that this should go like this and then
Start
around
going like that.
without making an aisle? So you're saying that this should go like this? Around?
Pretty cool. Okay. ¿Van a venir al evento? A las 7, pues ya ahorita ya mero. Si se quieren quedar un ratito para que escuchen música y... Okay.
Let me see if I still have the one hanging from my
Okay, I can take it down.
Hey!
try it on, right?
I think we should both try it on just to see, to look at the colors and see if it's gonna go, and then.
It goes. If it doesn't go, I'll wear the other top. They're both all one.
I know, but I'm thinking about the style.
Bobby's getting dressed, so she's letting him. Okay. There's a deficit orientation toward a family like mine, where mom is monolingual, but extremely able and competent in Spanish to navigate the system, that such a family could never provide any source of strength, any source of ability to help academically a child. So it is very easy to justify in education why we have to throw away the music program, why art can be only a recreational activity after school, because the families are viewed as incomplete.
We're going to start playing now.
And you're all welcome to come and light the candle and add your pictures and anything you have. All right?
Si gustan traer los que trajeron fotos para poner en el altar o prender una vela.
La cultura, o sea, es algo que llevas dentro, ¿ves? Vas creciendo y te sientes a gusto cuando tus niños hacen más o menos de lo que tú hubieses querido hacer, pero que nunca lo pudiste hacer. Es algo que se siente, no se dan fácilmente las alegrías.
Es un centro familiar donde te hacen sentir como que son parte de tu familia, como que tú eres su hermano. Eres una familia grande, eres una comunidad muy unida, que es una hermandad entre ellos. Todos se cuidan, todos vamos a enseñar, vamos a hacer divertido esto para los niños, para que aprendan. Te hacen sentir eso, te dan seguridad.
Sale
I think the way Los Cenzontles has promoted culture has been a very daring, courageous, and I think often misunderstood way. And I say this as the brother of someone who is in Los Cenzontles, and it wasn't until I saw the documentary that I got it, that I understood what you were trying to do, which was to bring the culture that has always been there and to put it in front of us and say, we're also this, and we were this, and this is beautiful.
I think ultimately you're trying to give them a sense of their own dignity and their own capacity to be, obviously with a view in this culture, to be proud of their culture, which is also a function of one's own personality. But as individuals first, and then as a part of your group, of your school, and then of themselves as Americans of a particular ethnic background. To make them whole persons, to emphasize the positive aspects of their cultures, both of them. And to, of course, to foster a creativity. I think it's very, very important.
Well, I think Cenzontles has provided a door for the community, for the kids, for the younger people to step out of their regular routine life or their path that they're supposed to take. You know, when they walk through the doors, they see they see something that they didn't think was possible, something that maybe their parents or friends said you can't do because you're either Mexican or we're poor, or you live in San Pablo, you live in Richmond. That's for people that live somewhere else in Hollywood or whatever. It's important for us to be here just to prove to the community, to our generation, to the younger generation, to the old generations that really anything is possible if you really take the time and put in the work to do what you think is right or what you think is important.
Too many times I think underprivileged students are just sloughed off as not worth investing. Too many public school teachers don't care much about them. They figure, well, what could be in their future? How can I possibly change? He's giving them an avenue to, first of all, work hard, to learn something that's not going to be to last a year or two, maybe for a lifetime. In an ordinary life, because a heightened sense of creativity makes you rise above the norm, rise above the mediocre.
It's been a constant challenge to get people to see the value of this type of work. But I don't see anything more important in terms of educating our children, because the American dream is built on this idea that if with hard work and with vision you can make your life better and you can make your children's life better. And that fuels our optimism and that fuels our hope. Nobody demonstrates that optimism and hope better than the immigrants who come to this country. And not nurturing this optimism and not nurturing this hope and not nurturing the education and the creativity of these children is really undermining our ability to envision a future that's better for us. And I think this is a huge mistake, because creativity is at the core of what makes the United States unique. And to not invest in the capacity and not to create opportunities for this generation as we have for previous generation is really missing the point of what this country is all about.
When you sing about life, you're going to sing about death. This song is called Puño de Tierra, and it says, when I die, I'm taking nothing with me but a fistful of dirt. Sing along if you know the words.
Si quieren que se los diga,
after all the words were spoken and the people all went home, still the circle has not broken. The wheel keeps turning on its own. Thank you for the music, thank you for the joy, thank you for this time together. See the wonder of our children as they learn what they can do. Hear the memories of our elders, of the people that they knew. Thank you for the music, thank you for the joy, thank you for this time together. Hear the spirit of the ages handed down to us in song. Hold it close but not too tightly, so to keep it going strong. Thank you for the music, thank you for the joy, thank you for this time together. Thank you for the music, thank you for the joy, thank you for this time together.
Thank you. Thank you very much.